Hey guys, this is Maniac.
And I'm Pineapple. And today we're going to be doing a review on We Were Here and We Were Here Too. We started off, we pass it over to Maniac so we can explain to you how we do it.
Very cool, thanks. We do it with 5 factors: fun factor, graphics, gameplay, setup, and lastability. And I will start with the fun factor. This game is great for puzzle solving lovers. If you're a first person shooter lover or fantasy game lover or horror game lover, this game isn't for you. The game is basically like you're going into an escape room and then escaping the room and going into another escape room. And you're just basically working together with another person that you can't see. But the fun factor for me and Pineapple was definitely there. So we rated the fun factor a 4.5 out of 5. And I'll throw it over to Pineapple for the graphics.
Fantastic. Yes, absolutely. The fantastic. The graphics for the game are, fantastic to a degree. They are not the greatest of quality, which makes some of the puzzles in the game difficult to communicate about and or solve. But overall, I enjoyed the graphics. I thought, it had good lighting and whatnot. The only complaint, like I said, was some of the images weren't perfectly clear to describe well enough to Maniac here when we were playing. But I would give it, the graphics for the game, a solid 3.5 out of 5. And I will pass it back over to Maniac for the gameplay.
Very cool, thank you again. The gameplay, we both agreed the gameplay, it was definitely there, but at the same time, like I said in the fun factor, it's basically like an escape room, and you're doing it by yourself, but you're working with somebody that's also doing it by themselves. So communication is key in this game, and we actually tried it out, and we saw reviews that said that the walkie-talkies that you're given, that they're very glitchy. Like, one time you can hear a person, another time you won't. So we tried the walkie-talkies, and then we just figured out that it was much more convenient, and it really worked out for us just being in a party together. And like I just said, that communication is key. You really need to be descriptive, and you really need to say what you're seeing. Just as an example that I'll give you, I won't ruin anything or spoil anything, but I read a phrase or a short 2 or 3 letters. Then where Pineapple was, he had a short phrase, and then you actually had to put them together and it made a complete phrase. So that's why communication really is key. But on that note, I'll give the gameplay a 4 out of 5. So I'll pass it back over to Pineapple for the setup.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. The setup for the game is unique. I know there are a handful of games out there that are set up like this. I just can't recall any of their titles at the moment. It is sort of set up like a split screen co-op. The only difference is you don't get to see both screens, you only see your screen, and you don't really get to see the other player much. Like Maniac I said, there's every once in a while you get to see them for like a brief second in between like room transitions or whatnot. But I do enjoy the way they did it for the first 2 games. And as far as you're not able to actually see the other player to describe everything to them. I would say that the setup of the game is fairly simple. There's not a whole lot of controls. They kept it as simple as possible in that regard. And I would give the setup of the game a solid 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to Maniac for the lastability.
Cool. Yeah, so we both agreed that the game it's replayable, but I don't think that, at least the first game We Were Here, and like there's a good possibility We Were Here too is like that, just because they really don't describe like very well what the next puzzle was. They more or less just like walked you into a room and you had to figure out what to solve. So it was really frustrating for me because like I walked into a room and I didn't know what to do or anything. And I know it's a puzzle solving game, but I feel like they at least have to present something to you for you to solve. You just walked into a room and it's like, here, you have a puzzle of figuring out what the puzzle is that you're trying to solve. So I kind of got frustrated in the first two games, and more or less you have to have a lot of patience for those type of puzzles. But I think that it has a decent lastability because you at least have to, well, you don't have to, but you know, to get the achievements you have to play through it at least twice, because for We Were Here you're given two roles, the librarian and explorer. And We Were Here 2, you're given the lord and the peasant. And each player, you know, that me and Pineapple, we figured out, I started as the explorer, he started as the librarian. Halfway through it, we switched roles. It was the same for We Were Here 2. I started as the lord, he started as the peasant. Halfway through, we switched roles. So going throughout the game, you kind of figure out which role you're better at. So on that note, I'll pass it over to Pineapple for a little bit more elaboration.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much, hit everybody with the lastability. One thing I do want to add, and you may or may not have mentioned this already, but what I like about this game is when we first started playing it, we only played the first one, and then we found out there was a second one, so we got that. And not too long after playing the second one, we found out that they had a third and were working on a fourth. So I'm very excited for when the fourth one actually does come out to consoles. It is currently out on Steam right now, and I believe later on this month it should be coming out for consoles. But they're definitely set up differently. Don't want to give you guys too many spoilers. I'm sure some of you guys have played them or at least know about them. But we're definitely excited because we've really enjoyed the first two. We did start the third one. We haven't finished it yet. We're kind of waiting for the fourth one. That way we can play them back to back like we did the first two. And really hope you guys enjoyed our review on this game. We definitely took the time to put our true thoughts and feelings into this review because we truly enjoyed their game so far. So I will pass it back to Maniac to see if he has anything else to add.
No, I mean, you basically covered it. And I guess one more short thing that I can add is I kind of understand for We Were Here and We Were Here 2 is I kind of feel like for every first game that developers come out with, it's kind of like an experiment. I can understand, the lack of buttons and the glitch with the walkie-talkies. They're just, trying to figure stuff out. But it was, a very fun game for me and Pineapple. And we'll rate the lastability 3.5 out of 5, making the game overall a 4 out of 5. But on that note, we'll wrap up this video, and I hope you guys check out our channel and or the 2 links above us. I'm Maniac.
And I'm Pineapple, and together we are the Tazmanian Knights. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to leave a comment to see us play a new game or maybe do a review for a different game, just let us know in the comments and we'll do our best to make sure that happens. And a little quick side note before we completely end this, Total Mayhem Games, which is the developers of We Were Here, started developing these games, came out with the first one back in 2019. September. So within 4 years they've came out with 4 games and we're hoping they will come out with more. But anywho, catch you guys next time.
Yep, catch you guys next time.